Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the Void World, and let's talk about power. More power. Power. I'm standing in front of my reactor. You can see it has a single core, and it's three piles high. It's a very simple little reactor, and on top of it I have 25 capacitors in two layers, so that's 50 capacitors to store my power. I've run it once, but very rarely since then. Up above, you can barely see it in the dark up there, is six wind turbines, and they are providing all the power I need for the various machines I'm running out there. So I've run this once. Currently, if I turn it on, it doesn't produce a huge amount of power. Eh, that's okay. Like I said, I don't produce the need to require a massive reactor. So, about 1.3, almost 1.4 K power per tick. Not bad. Not bad at all. But could we do more? Why, yes. Yes, we could. Uh, on the Nemasauce server, a person had filled out a 13 by 13 by 6 reactor, and he was wondering what to put inside as far as the cores. So I said, oh, well, let me take a quick look and see what would be good. And I came up with this. It's not the fastest amount of power to produce, but it's pretty darn good. It was kind of a balance between generating a huge amount of heat and burning through the fuel a lot, or having a little bit better situation. So I said, I think this probably works better for his setup, and it churns along a pretty good amount of power. It doesn't get too hot, which is good, but still we're talking about 37 K per tick. Let's see, it's almost there. 37, about 37.4 is about where it kicks off. So I said, yeah, that's pretty good. Talked with another person there on the Nemasauce server, and he had built something similar to this, but instead of clustering the cores in the center where they can irradiate each other very nicely, he strung them out one every other block all across through the grid. And I said, that's an interesting way of generating power. I tend to do more center cores than spread out like that. And we were talking about, well, could you build something even bigger? And I mentioned that based on the Big Reactor wiki, the largest size of a reactor is 32 by 32 blocks and 48 blocks tall. And here we go. This is that reactor. It is a beast. It is a monstrously huge beast. It is so huge, it's hard to comprehend just how friggin' huge this beast is. And I wouldn't suggest building this in anything other than creative for the sheer amount of resources you have to generate to fill this thing. But it does produce a huge amount of power. Let's take a look. It also looks like it has no fuel in it. Let's see what's got in there. No, it's got the fuel. Yep, it's that visual bug of having too many things. You can see how it only shows some of the fuel in there, but it's got a huge amount of fuel. So, is this the most effective and efficient reactor? No, but when you've got something this size, do you really care? Let's fire this puppy off. Yeah, heat-wise, it's a real beast in how much heat it's generating. So it's burning through quite a lot of fuel. But who cares when you're generating that much RF? I think it tops out about 1.58 million RF per tick. I'm going to go ahead and stop that right now. It's been maybe 15 seconds running. Let's go up and take a look at our capacitor tower at the top. This is the max size capacitor. That's 2.14 billion RF. And you can see we've already filled it halfway with 15 seconds or so of running that reactor. The other thing that's very interesting, notice how the power is still going up. This beast takes a long time to power down. You wouldn't want to run it all the way to fill everything up because even as it's just slowly powering down, it's generating 10 times what this thing does at full capacity. After a while, a couple minutes, it will be down to producing 10 times what my baby reactor is producing. And I haven't played with it enough to find out, but it's very good chance that with the 15, maybe 25 seconds of running this, it will fill this capacitor up completely. Yeah, see, we're at, looks like 4/5 full at this point. Pretty close. We are just pouring the energy into here. Do you have any need for this? Pff, no. But I think this is about as big of a power pile you're ever going to make. You could have it be more efficient by having a central core surrounded by the coolant here, but I just decided to go for the most absurd thing that I could ever do. I ran this twice, 15 seconds this time, and about 30 seconds the last time, and you can see we already have generated a stack and a bit of waste out of running that short of a time. The last time it filled that up and filled up the internal storage in the 30 seconds as it's cooling down. See, it's been about 50 C temperature, and we're still powering more, 10 times more than my little beast does. So it is a monster. So there you have it. 3 big reactor builds, what I use here in the Void world and fulfills every need. A monster size reactor there on the Nemasauce server, not the biggest, but a pretty big one, and then the end-all be-all reactor of all time. That is just huge. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer, showing you that can you have more power? Sure you can. Build 2. See ya.